The Veronica case has been a topic of discussion among horror lovers. To date, none have been able to determine the reason behind Estephania's deteriorating state. Was it a death caused by paranormal activities or due to an unknown health condition? The truth still remains a mystery. Let's take a look at the facts and make our own conclusions on this case. Turn the lights off and be ready to get spooked. Estephania was an 18-year-old teenager and used to live with her family in Veronica, Spain. She had 5 siblings, a normal life, and friends to hang out with. Just like many of us, she was fascinated by the unknown. And soon, Estephania started taking an interest in occult books and games, but was simply unaware of the harm it might cause her. In March 1990, she went to school as usual, but her friend had snuck in a Ouija board. Estephania, along with 2 classmates, decided to use the Ouija board to contact her friend's deceased boyfriend, who died in a motorcycle accident. They attended a Catholic school where they decided to play with the Ouija board, and as per the girls present during the seance, they witnessed unusual occurrences around them. For instance, the glass they used as a pointer on the Ouija board began to fly around the board and shattered into pieces. Soon, their game was interrupted by a nun, who started questioning them about this occult activity. The nun found out that Estephania read books related to ghosts and the occult. She believed that she could talk to ghosts and spirits, and that is why she wanted to call the soul of her friend's boyfriend. The nun took away the board and destroyed it. At that moment, all the girls and the teacher said they saw gray smoke, which Estephania ended up inhaling. Following this strange event, Estephania's life changed forever. There was a noticeable change in Estephania's behavior. She began having fits of rage and even became violent towards her siblings. Over the following 6 months, Estephania started suffering from seizures and hallucinations. She explained her hallucinations to her parents, saying she saw malevolent shadows roaming around her room that kept torturing her throughout the night. Estephania said the shadow people had no face, hooded cloaks, and they wanted her to go with them. She also suffered seizures and insomnia, and at times her odd behavior got so out of control that she would scratch walls, bark angrily, and attack others. Worried about her poor condition, her parents took her to the hospital to treat her and to know whether she had any major issues. But as per the doctor's diagnosis and evaluation, she seemed fine physically and mentally, with no sign of any disease or severe condition. After one seizure, she was taken to the hospital, where she fell into a coma and died. There was no official cause of death, and the autopsy reported sudden and suspicious death. After her death, things worsened in the home. Even before her death, weird things were happening in the apartment, like objects moving on their own, doors opening and closing by themselves, and Estephania's siblings said at times it felt like they were being grabbed by an invisible force. Guests of the family also stated to have experienced things there. Her mother stated she could hear Estephania's screams. The family heard banging, things kept moving. They heard the disembodied laughter of men and heard glass breaking. 2 years after Estephania's death, a picture of hers burst into flames, but the frame and the glass were fine. It was just the picture that was burned. On November 27, 1992, they decided to get the police involved, and Inspector Jose Negri and the team were sent. The night before, Concepcion, Mrs. Gutierrez, felt pressure on top of her and told her husband, "Someone is here." And right after that, something grabbed her feet and her hand. When the police arrived, they found the entire family outside, even though it was raining and cold. The police entered the apartment with the lights off and all heard banging, but they knew no one was inside. Each time they thought they found the source of the banging, it seemed to move from one place to another. One officer was almost hit by a heavy cupboard door but ducked in time. Nothing was there to open the door. 4 officers were too freaked out by this and waited outside. When the officers entered Estephania's old room, they found a cross that had been previously bolted to the wall, had been ripped off, and so had the Jesus figurine attached to the cross, but no one had been in the room. They also found 3 claw marks where the cross had been. When the officers entered the bathroom, they all felt a sudden drop in temperature, unlike anything they had ever felt before. The following is a translation of part of the official police report, written by Officer Jose Negri. "We were found amidst a rare and mysterious situation, that being seated in the company of all the family, we could hear and observe a perfectly closed cabinet door, something which we verified afterwards, opened suddenly in a completely unnatural way. This started a series of suspicious events that were witnessed by the chief inspector and the 3 other police officers present. While still in a state of shock, a powerful noise came from the terrace, where we could prove there was no one present. The suspicious events then increased in quantity and severity, taking the investigation up to an unexpected level. Moments later, they could hear and see that on the tablecloth on a small telephone table, there appeared a brown stain, which the chief inspector identified as drool. During the search of the rooms of the home, the phenomena which we have been referencing was observed. A wooden crucifix rotated and was ripped off the wall. One of the daughters picked up the crucifix from the floor and attached it behind the door to the room. Suddenly and strangely, 3 scratch marks appeared next to the cross. Jose Negri and his fellow officers were left confounded by what they termed phenomena. Unable to comprehend what was happening, the police, like so many others before them, could not help the family. In the end, the Gutierrez family never did find peace in their home. Once the family moved away, all paranormal activity stopped. Since the family has relocated, there haven't been any reports of a haunting in the building where Estefania's story took place. There is speculation that the evil spirit troubling the Lazaro family might have been that of their grandfather, who loathed them and uttered his last words in the ears of Estefania. The words were, "If I cannot harm you in this life, I will do it in the next one." This case is one of the most famous paranormal cases in Spain. It is the first ever case where the police report mentions paranormal activity. This case got so famous, there is a movie based on it. Veronica is a Spanish original movie directed by Paco Plaza, loosely based on Estefania's story. Some viewers have said that they can't watch it to the end. Believing in the paranormal or not is one's personal opinion, but in cases like the Vallecas, it sends shivers down the spine thinking about how the girl and her family go through something that's completely unnatural and disturbing. Let us know your thought about this case, and if you watched the movie, in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spooky content. Until next time.